What we are is real estate advisors. You find the cutoff where they're willing to max to spend and try to save your money and reverse engineer work backwards. Don't do the back and forth. That's what 90% of other real estate agents do. And then this is why clients get frustrated and they end up walking from deals and you never hear from them again.
So how does the conversation go from when they, obviously, you had the price conversation at the listing price, and so now that an offer comes in, how does that conversation go from, wouldn't they just say, well, I want the listing price?
You have to review with them. You say, listen, this is how much traffic we've had with this many offers. Let's look at that composition. Let's look at the buyer profile. Are they financing? Are they all cash? What is it going to mean to you to be out of this by summer? Let's look at this in timeline. For this buyer, this timeline means you're going to be closing at the end of May. You're going to be off to your next chapter by June. They're leaving the country. You're looking at what the details of the journey you've been on this far, feedback other people have told you, and what the buyer profile is and what that can look like for the future if we were able to close the gap. And that's the journey that you have to go on with people. You're not just a go-between, and if somebody thinks that you're just doing everything they say, they're driving the car.
Yes.
You have no control. They're not going to listen to you when you bring strategy to them.
They hired you to get it sold. You do the communication, you're the fiduciary. You bring the best output. I also tell people, listen, your first one or two are generally the buyer that ends up panning out. And even if it's substantially low, you should take it very serious and not be emotional. It can take a few days or a few weeks to get them to where it needs to be.
And using other bargaining tools. It doesn't have to just be price. Can you guys negotiate on timeline? They want to close in June. What if we got them to this number? Would you be willing to give them until July? Use other things that you can to add to the negotiation. That's not just price.
Do you know how you find out that
But not your
information?
commission. Keep going.
Say it again louder.
Asking questions.
You ask questions during the negotiation and stop focusing on price. They made an offer. They clearly want it. There's a disparity on price. These two people just happen to be kids. The dad's buying for it and they're like, look, we're gonna be in Europe. We want this turnkey. And I'm like, great, ask for furniture. But you gotta be 2, 3, 5 up. And they go, great idea, let me call you back. Hey, we want it fully furnished at 2, 3, 5. Awesome, I called the owner. I'm like, I know they're leaving the country. So I'm like, you're not taking any of this shit with you. Also, it's 2, 3, 5 cash. You get to leave. You don't have to pack anything. All you have to do is throw out some knickknacks.